Well, my name's Kathleen Cochran, and we live in the Santa Ynez Valley, which is the central coast of California. This is my husband of 32 years, Joe Cochran, and our youngest son, Joey Cochran. We live on a ranch, and I manage a guest ranch, but we are a full working cattle operation. We have about 1,700 cows, just getting them in now. My family is my husband, and we have a almost 32-year-old son who's living in Austin. He's a musician. We have a 29-year-old daughter, and she's a new mother, our first grandchild. And then we have our youngest son, Joey, who is 26, and he is finally finishing college. Our daughter is complex, but she loves to garden. She's like her dad. She loves to be outside. She likes to get her hands in the dirt. She is very artistic. So she likes to do a lot of art projects and paint. She's got a really creative soul. And her latest project, which she is really just amazing at, is being a mother. It's just so amazing to see her mother. It's just a blessing. She's so good at it. And I really never thought I would. I honestly didn't think I would see that, but here she is, and here we are. And it's the greatest thing that has ever happened to us. You know, I never thought we'd get to this point because we've been battling for years. We've been battling since our daughter was probably about 13 years old. She's 29. She was really twisted in it, and we just couldn't see our way to her recovery for quite some time.
My daughter went in for a checkup, had a cavity, had a pain, and was given Vicodin at 14.
That just made all of her troubles and her pain go away. After Molly started on the Vicodin, we started on the next 14 years of being in and out of 20 rehabs, sober living homes, and outpatient programs. And we thought we were super smart to really get this right when it first started, and we sent her to a year-long private boarding school. And we went to the family program there. In fact, we went to every family program, and we did exactly what we were told to do. And our daughter continued to relapse. I was in every support group that there is. I was told I was codependent. I was called an enabler. And we were told to throw our daughter out. Not let her come home when she walked out of a rehab. We were told to let her hit rock bottom. I turned to Google for help and support, and I began doing my own research. And that's where I discovered that there were medications for opioid use disorder. In the 20 rehab, sober living homes, and outpatient programs, not one person, not one doctor, not one psychiatrist, not one person suggested that our daughter might need medication. And so I just learned on my own, and I started to research. And there are just, unfortunately, very, very few good organizations out there. I mean, we were lucky that we found the Partnership to End Addiction, and we began to see that we didn't have to throw our daughter out. We didn't have to kick her to the curb. We finally figured out that there was nothing we could do to make her stop using drugs or drinking. Nothing. But we could love her, and we could get her on medication, and
Keep her alive.
and we kept her alive. And not only that, but our daughter has not done an opioid in almost 5 years. Thanks to medication, thanks to harm reduction psychotherapy, all things that we found just on our own.
Love is the only way to help your loved ones.
The whole tough love thing is a really big misconception. Welcoming them with open arms and loving them and being there for them. And that's how you save them. And then they figure out what they need to do to stop.
When we started to have a different conversation with our daughter as a family and individually, and we started to see her as a person, even in her worst times, even when she was nodding off from drug use. And we went to our heart and we were able just to hold her if she needed to be held and wait until a different time that we could talk to her when she was a little more sober, and approach her with curiosity and love and open-ended questions and not on the attack. She started talking to us. She started to open up. She started to talk to us, and our relationship began to heal.
I started noticing changes when my parents started to make some changes in their behavior towards her. Through that transition, it felt like she was starting to come back to the family, like someone that I knew.
Joe and I did training through the Partnership to End Addiction, and we decided that we wanted to be parent coaches. And I think that training really solidified for us, right, being just right on the same page.
I got more out of it than the people I were coaching. I grew. Personally, it was a blessing for me to coach.
I learned about craft from the Partnership to End Addiction, which is a fantastic resource. I personally refer it all the time. Their programming is so wonderful.
10 years ago, there really wasn't a lot. And now I feel like there's no excuse for families not to get the knowledge they need and not to be in the same place we were. It was a miserable place, and it was a long time we were in it.
Molly today is fantastic. She is beautiful and clear-headed, and the fantastic person that we've always known that just got lost a little bit along the way. But she's really doing well, and we are all just so proud of her.
It's such a great thing to see her be a mother. I mean, she's like blossomed into this amazing mother, just like my mom.
My name is Kathleen. This is my husband, Joe. This is my youngest son, Joey. And we as a family, along with his older brother, who's not with us right now, really, I think, made a difference in my daughter's recovery.